Okay, I'm back at the site of the old Schrader mines, also what we call the Big Salamander mine. There's two of them here. One of them's wide open, it's a small mine. The other one's, I have to use my device to get the camera down into it so you can see that, and it's a much larger mine. Virginia Catherine Schrader sold this land to my grandfather in 1931. These mines have not been used since my grandfather bought it in 31. They were all mined prior to that. So that's how old these are. 90 years plus. This one's up against a rock facing, and I could see since 2 years ago that I initially filmed this, I think there's mud pouring over the top of these rocks here. You just see this is still open other than from some dirt and rocks that are dropped over the edge over the years here. And I can see there's still water in it like there was the first time. See what we can see here. The neat thing about this one, even though it's only about 8 feet wide by 20 feet deep there, is the color on the walls. Pretty brilliant colors in here. Now this is March 1st, 2023. So it's been wet lately. There's a lot more water in here than the last time I was here a couple years ago. So I'm just outside the entrance here. No danger of black damp in a mine this small, obviously. But that's it. There's nothing to this one. It may be when you look at that seam of coal, it's so small, they just gave up on it. So we're going to go to the bigger one now, but I wanted to stop here at the first Schrader mine. We'll go over to what I call the Big Salamander mine. See if there's anything still in there. As we go from one of the Schrader mines to the other, there's an old sled path here that a four-wheeler can just barely get up, four-wheel drive. And that one's pretty obvious. The other one, this path is really disappearing on us here. The one we were just at, the small one, may be the second one. But the other one's just right around the bend here. But you can see this path, for what you would call a path, is slowly disappearing back into the hillside after all these years. I kicked some leaves away just to show you. This is before we get to the second mine there. There's all bits of little coal still on the ground here. Once coal is brought to the surface, it tends to stay on the surface because it's so light it doesn't sink back in. Now this mine, there's over the years rocks have collapsed into the opening, so there was just a real small opening left here. You can see where dirt is pouring down into it. Now, I don't go into the mines. I extend this device, it's about 12 feet, attach the camera to the end. The camera sends a Wi-Fi signal back to my cell phone, and that's how I see what the camera's seeing once I shove it down in this hole. It's going to be a tight fit. Well, I could hear all types of water in there. But we're going to give it a try. I've been in it before with the camera. Hopefully we'd still get in. It's been a couple years. And this is where that big 16, 18-inch salamander was swimming around in there.
Well, I can tell you since the last time I was in here, 2 years ago, some rocks are falling about where the camera is. So it's much harder for me to manipulate this camera. That right there, this is looking off to the left wall. You can see the post with the wedge on top of the ceiling. So I pull this camera away, it's kind of bendy. You can see this room there. A lot of water in there. Looks like at kind of the bottom center of the screen there, there's a post laying under the water. Then you see some of the posts a little bit further back to the line. There's some nice color on these walls, just like there was in the other Schrader line. Now this was the line with the there we go. This should be right. If you look in the water there, that center of the water going back into the water. See the white water there. That's the back wall. I'm moving away from them. They left them as support. Nice colors on this. I don't see anything on the ceiling like cake crickets. Well done, top of toast.
This is the mine cart that I restored, that my grandfather and dad and uncles used back in the 40s and 50s. Walter Ray Hall house coal mine cart, used from the 30s to the 50s. Original axle and wheels, reconstructed box. The mine's located on the left side of Middle Run, past the Third Creek crossing. There's the axles that remained. They ran on wooden tracks in and out of that mine. And the box itself was reconstructed based on the memory of my dad and uncles. We put some coal in it. So they pushed that in and out of the mine. And when they got it out of the mine, they'd shovel the coal out of it onto another sled, and the horse would pull the sled down the hill.